Welcome to Old Folks Racing PlayStation. Welcome to the spring season, round 7. And what a combo do we have here? The circuit is recognizable as Donington Park, but the car is a 1950s Indy car by the name of the Aganajian Watson Roadster. What a mouthful! And you must be wondering, who in the Old Folks Racing group picked this combo? It turns out we are going to find out during the race. Let's go for the starting grid. This is race 1. Darren Heads, the man that can be on pole with GT cars, with prototypes, with formulas, with touring cars, with pretty much anything, is again on pole position, followed by Rob Oldham, the man that chose this combo. Second row is Jorge Jesus and Dale Taylor. Third row, Scott Davley and Diogo Silva. Fourth row, Jumbo and Simon Allen. Fifth and last row, Kev Allen and John Scott. And the surprising fact is, we still have 10 drivers competing in this race. It's going to be 12 laps, and it should be an interesting race to watch because this beast is quite hard to control. And away they go into turn 1. Oh, and already a crash there at the back, but fortunately without major consequences, and Darren Head is going to lead into turn 1, followed by Rob Oldham. Rob, he's having ideas, but doesn't quite work. And let's see if everyone goes through turn 1 safely. Already a gap between... Oh, look at that, a lot of sliding there. That was Diogo Silva up into third place. Nice start by Diogo. Under pressure from Dale Taylor and Simon Allen in 5th place, as they all still in the first lap. And something has happened to Scott Davley, and we are about to find out what it was, because he had a very poor start. Was it just a poor start? Well, I believe so. He was basically stationary. Oh no. Oh, someone else was stationary there. Oh, and Scott right into the back of Jorge Jesus, who also had a poor start. And poor Scott, he's the only American driver in this field. He should have an advantage with his car, and he did not make a good getaway. Jorge Jesus as well here in 7th spot, ahead of Jumbo, but behind Kev Allen. Kev Allen with a good start as well. Diogo Silva with a good start up into 3rd. Let's go back to the race leader, and this camera is somewhat slow. Race leader is Darren Head. Oh, and someone is off. Someone is off. That's Dale Taylor. No, it is Dale Taylor. Is it Dale Taylor? Yes, it is Dale Taylor. And what on earth happened here? It almost seems he forgot to brake, because he was on the straight. Oh, he just caught the grass, didn't he? And off he goes. Rally crossing, does not spin, and, well, controls the car perfectly. Unfortunately, he's only to drop to last. John Scott has passed him. Let's go back to different types of cameras here. John Scott. Oh, and John Scott is... Oh, that number 79 goes round and round and round. And he is now... Oh, and there he goes again, spinning. Very difficult to control this machine. But Darren Head is already at the end of the lap. And Rob Oldham is right up with him. This is going to be the first of 12 laps, and look at this car, almost no noise. It looks like a hybrid from the 1950s. That number 84 is drifting beautifully through the corner as they complete the first lap, and there's already a gap between the top 3 and the rest of the field. Darren Head leads the first lap. Second is Rob Oldham. Third, Diogo Silva. Fourth, Simon Allen. Fifth is Jorge Jesus. He's past Kev Allen. And Jorge Jesus up into 5th. Kev Allen is now under pressure from another driver, and that is Scott Davley. A recovering Scott Davley is putting some pressure. Look at that, there's a big battle here between 2 drivers that are teammates, but that's just in theory, because in practice they are racing as hard as they can. And that's Simon Allen in 4th place, followed by a recovering Jorge Jesus. And a bit of contact there, so definitely not did not receive the teammates Memo. Look at that, Kev Allen there at the back, defending from Jumbo. Now Scott Davey is up into 6th place. The battle for the lead is very active indeed, but we are going to stay with this battle here because something is bound to happen as George Jesus goes on the inside of the chicane. Oh, look at that, knocking down. Oh, look at that, George Jesus, very aggressive as usual there, but he's probably has a bit more pace. Now this is a good opportunity here to overtake, but Simon Allen protects the line perfectly and they both survive to fight another day. Oh, look at this now, great exit there by Jorge Jesus, and he is up into 4th place. Simon Allen drops to 5th in that number 31. Ooh, but this fight is not over. Not over at all. Scott Davey there, followed by Kev Allen Jumbo in 8th place. Dale Taylor after that, well, it wasn't really a spin, but well, quite a long off-road excursion is in 9th, and John Scott struggling a little bit with this combo. He's already 8 seconds away from Dale. Let's go back to the race leader now. It's 1.2 seconds the gap at the front, and Darren Head with a bit of breathing space. Oh, something happened to Rob Oldham. Something happened to Rob Oldham, and this is what happened to him. This is coming to the old hairpin, and I think he's going to slide his way through there. Oh, very nice slide, but not the fastest way to go around the old hairpin. He's now under pressure from Diogo Silva. Here comes Diogo Silva for 2nd place, and he's got him. He's got him, or does he? No, he does not get him, because oh, look at this, Robin's now drifting again, this time more effectively so, and that is the battle for 2nd. Now Darren Head with all of these is almost 3 seconds in front of the field, and that's a familiar sight in this 2022 spring season. Darren Head ahead of everyone. Now battle for 2nd is bringing into it Simon Allen, or Jorge Jesus and Simon Allen. Both of them are not that far, and Scott Davey is not that far behind. Here comes Diogo Silva now on the inside, and this is the opportunity. Nicely done by Diogo Silva, now on lap 3, taking 2nd place away from Rob Oldham, the man that chose this awesome combination of car and track. Look at that, almost contact there, but Rob really effectively drifting there through the corners, and this fight does not seem to be over by any means. Let's look for battles elsewhere in the field. We've got a big one there between Kev Allen and Jumbo, but nothing more so than this battle for 2nd place in Redgate corner. There they are, that's Diogo Silva and Rob Oldham. And what has happened to Simon Allen? Simon Allen has lost time. I'm not sure if anything specific happened. No, it was before this. Let's see if he... Well. Oh, Simon Allen. It was at the exit of the hairpin. Look at that, he was just a bit too much acceleration and ends up losing a bit of time. Doesn't leave the track, but this is more than enough to clearly lose a couple of seconds. And now Darren Head is already out of this picture. Here comes Rob Oldham again. That number 78 is Diogo Silva in 2nd place, lap 4, and still quite a long way to go in this race, but quite a nice battle here for 2nd place, and more battles through the field as we are used to seeing in Old Fox Racing PlayStation. It seems to me that Rob Oldham does have a bit more pace, and Diogo Silva is holding him a little bit. And here comes Jorge Jesus, already has reached the back of Rob Oldham. Let's keep an eye on that battle for 7th place between Caval. Oh, and contact there between... I'm not sure there was contact or if Diogo was just drifting, but anyway, Diogo has lost a bit of time. And Rob Oldham now on the outside, the long way around, and leaves the road. And here comes Jorge Jesus now taking the opportunity to overtake Rob Oldham and perhaps Diogo Silva, because they are so, so embroiled in this battle. And yes, Jorge Jesus is up into 4th place. Diogo Silva is holding on to that second place. It seems to me that he's losing time. 3.7 is already the gap to Darren Head in front. And look at that. Oh, Jorge Jesus done a little bit of a tap there to Diogo Silva. Here comes Rob Oldham again, and now he's going to try on the outside, but Diogo Silva covers it, and another lap is going to be complete here. And look at that, the gap is already 4.2, and clearly Diogo Silva is holding up pretty much everyone behind him. There is Simon Allen, that's Scott Davely, and Kev Allen still ahead of Jumbo. Dale Taylor not making much progress, unfortunately. He's 5 seconds away from Jumbo, and we thought Dale Taylor would have a bit more pace after that error, but look at that, this is an absolutely incredible battle here. But Jorge Jesus patiently waiting for the right opportunity. He's had a better exit from the old hairpin, and now he's going to go for it. But Rob Oldham, oh look at this, Rob Oldham is right behind him, so that's three-way battle. Oh, and Jorge Jesus again, contact between Jorge and Diogo, and I think Diogo is just braking earlier than everyone else. Jorge is now under threat from Rob Oldham. They keep their positions though, despite this contact, and Diogo is really struggling there. Oh, now he's really struggling at the exit. Now this is the opportunity at the back straight for Jorge Jesus to come. He's a bit too far behind, so it's going to have to be another time, lap 5, I'm sorry, reaching the midway point of this race very shortly. And Kev Allen is in the wall there. Kev Allen is in the wall. We are going to have to replay this because it was a big hit, and he was ahead of Jumbo, as we saw. Oh, just hits the curb and the grass, and now he's just a passenger. Bang! He's dropped out of the picture somehow, but it comes back almost with the same intensity as he left the picture. Not happy Kev Allen with this mistake, but nevertheless, let's go back to the race for second place. Here comes Jorge Jesus again. They're finishing lap 5, and Darren Head 4.5 seconds ahead now. Bad exit again by Diogo Silva. Here comes Jorge Jesus on the outside in red gate corner, and almost contact, but they both survive to fight another day. Brilliant battle here. Rob Oldham is now just spectating this battle, not sure if he's waiting for the right opportunity. Now Diogo Silva makes another mistake and is drifting there through that descent, and here comes Rob Oldham now on Jorge Jesus. Not an easy combo to overtake, but now Jorge has a much better exit from the old hairpin and does the job. Jorge Jesus is up into second place with his Aganajian, also known as Azerbaijan, amongst the Old Folks Racing group. Here comes Rob Oldham now. He's got more pace and he's got the inside line, but Diogo Silva continues to protect that podium position. But for how much longer? We are not yet at the midpoint of this race. Look at this, and he's drifting, sliding again. A little bit too much slide, and here comes Rob Oldham now on the inside of the chicane. Is he going to go for it? Yes, but not close enough. Brilliant battle here and we're going to go through the field. Let's just see how this battle pans out, as and Rob now on the outside there, and and Rob misses the corner entirely, and Diogo Silva is ahead still. Let's look for other battles behind these drivers. Simon Allen is running on his own, followed by Scott Davely. Jumbo in 7th place, not far behind Scott. 8 is Dale Taylor, because Kev Allen had that off, and perhaps he had more than that off, because I believe he let's just rewind a little bit to see if anything else happened to Kev Allen without losing too much time. No, I believe it was just that off. John Scott is really struggling with this car. He is almost a minute behind 9th place after 5 laps, and he is not far from being lapped. So John, clearly a combo that requires a bit of practice. And now the battle for 3rd place is again alive, because Rob Oldham is back. trying to get that position from Diogo Silva. And let's go on board with Rob for a little bit, changing the... And look at how difficult it is to control this car through this descent, and Rob is coming quickly there and through the old hairpin. Diogo is not the fastest out of this old hairpin now. Nice exit from both drivers. But this is like constant drifting because these tires are just so narrow and the car has so much power compared to its weight. Look at that, Rob Oldham really coming at Diogo Silva. For how much longer is the Portuguese driver going to have to defend this? Now this was an opportunity before, and Diogo this time around does not slide too much, but Rob still... Oh no, it's at the second part of the corner that Diogo really messes up this, and here comes now Rob Oldham, and I think he's got the job done. And yes, he has. Diogo Silva has to yield, and Rob, ooh, probably a penalty here, and here comes Diogo Silva again. He's coming, and he's going to go from the inside, but not this time. Rob Oldham is up into third place. Let's have a look at other emerging battles. Scott Davely and Jumbo is... Oh, look at that. Diogo Silva trying to come back at Rob, but not really very... As John Scott retired. No, he hasn't retired, but oh dear, he's just going round and rounds all day long. And oh, that's the direction. Yeah, that's there, yeah. That number 79 is struggling somewhat. Kev Allen is still in 8th place. Let's go through the field, but from last to first, and Kev is 5 seconds behind Dale Taylor, struggling a little bit at number 11 car as well. Let's look at the lap times to see if Kev is making progress or not. He's done a 1:42, and that's not very fast. 8 is Dale Taylor doing a 1:39, so he is faster than the drivers in front, but not that much faster. That's the problem. He's a second quicker than Jumbo, but he's 3 seconds behind, so well, still 4 laps to go after this one. Jumbo is in 7th place. 6th is Scott Davely, nicely recovered by Scott. There he is in that number 02 or 82. 5th is Simon Allen, riding on his own. 4th is now Diogo Silva. Didn't manage to resist the pressure of Rob Oldham and Jorge Jesus, but leader Darren Head, with all of this titanic battle for 2nd place, has opened a gap of 5 seconds. There he is in that number 84 car, ready to win another race. Still, it's going to be 4 laps to go at the end of this one. Let's look for battles in the field. There are not that many, and John Scott continues to lose a lot of time. He's a lap down, and lost more than a minute. He's 2 minutes behind 9th spot. And of course Scott is usually in the sharp end of the grid, but this combo is really very tricky. He is again off the track. Let's go back. Oh, there's a battle here between Scott Davely, and Scott Davely has lost time. Scott Davely has lost time. He's lost the position to Jumbo, and because it's so rare that he makes mistakes, we actually need to figure out what on earth happened here. Oh, it was Jumbo that was, and Jumbo, oh, and Scott, it was a double mistake, wasn't it? Because he misses the chicane. Now he lost all the momentum, and here comes Jumbo now, and he's got all the momentum, and he's going on the inside line of the hairpin. That's an easy job done for Jumbo. Up into 6th place. Down into 7th goes Scott Davely, the American driver, the only American driver in this American car. Nice exit there by Scott. And now he's going to make another mistake, is it? Because, oh, just braking a little bit too late, turning in and into the grass again. Again, does not spin, but it's enough to now bring Dale Taylor into the picture of this battle for 7th spot. We'll keep an eye for other battles throughout the field. But it seems to me this is by far the closest wheel-to-wheel action that we have on track. And Scott Davely now going in the wrong direction after a poor start. Good recovery. Now lost the position to Jumbo, and he's about to lose another one to Dale Taylor. at the closing stages of this race. Look at this, Dale coming with everything, and Scott very cautiously there through the old hairpin. Nice exit by Dale Taylor. Can he take now the outside? Yes, he can. Oh, and he's lost it. He's lost it again in the same place. Almost in the same way. This time round does not lose as much time, but loses the opportunity to get into 7th place. And we also lose our closest battle on the track, although we suspect it's going to be reignited quite soon. Lap 9 for the leader, Alonso Fonso. Jorge Jesus is 4.3 seconds behind. He's recovering. He's probably going to do a better lap than Darren this time round. Let's look at the lap times between the two leaders. Darren 1:38.6 and George half a second faster. And by the way, Rob Oldham in 3rd place is also faster, and these are the only drivers in the 1:38. Look at this, John Scott in 10th place is a minute a lap slower. Diogo Silva 1:39, he's losing ground. Simon Allen also losing ground, 1:41. Jumbo 1:40.9, and the battle for 7th place has been reignited, and Kev Allen is losing more time. Kev Allen, where is he? He is off the track is the answer. Well, slightly off the track. Oh, and this was, yes, and this is a typical problem with this car. Too much acceleration coming out of the corner, and this time he does spin, reset button, and off he goes. But the battle for 7th place continues to be pretty much alive, as Scott Davey is again defending from Dale Taylor. He also has championship implications as these drivers battle for the point standings as well, and they are both in the top 5 of the standings, so there is a bit of a battle there for points. Dale Taylor again with a good exit from the old hairpin, lap 10 already for the leader, 2 laps to go at the end of this one. Jumbo has checked out of this battle. He's 3 seconds ahead. Now Dale Taylor has maintained his composure there, and is now ready to make a move, and he's going on the inside. Didn't work there into Coppice corner. Now, oh, and look at this, Jumbo has lost a bit of time, hasn't he? Because well, that's not 3 seconds anymore, and Jumbo has had a problem. Let's see. Oh no, it is Simon Allen, not Jumbo, that has lost a lot of time, so we definitely have to see. This is, oh, and Simon Allen was running in 5th place in Coppice corner, but he's going to hit, oh, he's hit the curb. He's off the track, and he's now spinning, and round he goes. Here, there goes Jumbo. Now Simon has reset the car and but he's now from a standing start, and here comes Scott Davey and Dale Taylor. This could get quite interesting in the closing stages of this race. The gap at the front is 5.4 seconds. It has increased again, so Darren Head heading for another victory. And look at this now. This is the opportunity for Dale Taylor, but didn't quite work. Simon Allen makes another mistake. No, it's not a mistake. Oh, and Jumbo has made the definite mistake. And they're all sort of magnetically being attacked. Look at this, Jumbo has messed up big time the exit, and he's lost 2 positions. One to Simon Allen that returns to 5th place. The other one to Scott Davey that goes up into 6th, Jumbo in 7th, and here comes Dale Taylor in 8th place. Oh, Dale Taylor almost entering the pits with that error, but Jumbo really losing ground here. Let's look from his onboard in the matter of couple of corners he lost 2 positions. Let's look at this from the very beginning until here everything was fine. But this is the problem with this car, you just cannot accelerate too hard. He did that and he's off into the grass. Now he's just spinning. No, he's not, but he's just zigzagging, and he's about to get overtaken by Simon Allen. Then Scott Davey, opportunistic move there by Scott. He tries to come back at Scott, but ends up losing momentum at the exit and ends up losing the position to Dale Taylor that's about to appear in this picture. There you go. Let's go back to the race leader. Has lost a bit of time. 4.2 seconds, but I think this is just Darren managing the gap now. Second is Jorge Jesus. Third is Rob Oldham en route to a podium position, and Diogo Silva is there at the back in fourth place. He's 20 seconds ahead of Simon Allen, so plenty of room for these four drivers to make mistakes and still remain in the top four. And Diogo Silva was about to make a big one there through the chicane. 50 Simon Allen, and look at this, Dale Taylor is putting enormous pressure on Scott Davely, and Dale is coming with everything at the end of this race. Jumbo, that was in 5th place at one point, is now in 8th spot, and I'm not sure if John Scott has retired. He has not retired, but he's still in the race. So is Kev Allen, struggling, both of them struggling a little bit. But look at this, Dale Taylor now on the inside of Scott Davis. Scott shuts the door, and oh, and now did he mess up the exit? Now it's Dale Taylor that has accelerated a little bit too much on the exit, and here comes Jumbo again. Last lap already for the leader, but we are going to stay with this battle. Look at this, Dale Taylor almost going into pit lane again, and this is the group of four that are, well, sitting just behind the top four, as it were. Last lap for, look at this, Dale Taylor is overdoing it a little bit. He knows he has got a bit more pace than Scott Davely, but he needs to just remain calm and not accelerate too hard. Scott doing a good job there, defending, now cautious. Look at this, Dale Taylor is really coming with everything, and the race leader will be very shortly in the last few corners of the race. Let's see where he is. He's just a couple of corners to go, 3.8 seconds. Perfect race again for Darren Head. He's really the man to beat in this championship. It will be the 9th victory of the season for Darren Head, an absolutely brilliant record. And there he comes to take the checkered flag in race 1, round 7, and it is Darren Head who wins. Second is going to be Jorge Jesus. Third is going to be Rob Oldham. Nice performance from Rob. Fourth is going to be Diogo Silva. And who is going to finish 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th? This is Simon Allen. Oh, Simon in the last lap, sliding a little bit there through the hairpin, but maintains composure at the exit, and I think he's going to manage to get another top 5 position in a pretty difficult car. There he is, Simon Allen in 5th place. 6th is Scott Davely. 7th, oh, and Dale Taylor has lost ground to Jumbo. And what happened to Dale Taylor? Was it right at the end of the race? We are going to rewind and find out. Oh dear, it was a while ago actually. Oh, because he was really behind Scott, and I wonder if, oh, he was trying very hard there behind Scott Davely and ends up making a mistake, and that is what happened. He's now in the gravel, and Jumbo goes through into 7th place. 8th is going to be Dale Taylor, and 9th is going to be Kev Allen, and we are going to follow Kev Allen in the last few corners of this race. Not the position that he wanted, but nevertheless he's going to score some points for the championship, and Kev is doing quite well in this year's championship as it stands, so every point counts in this league. Well, not every point counts because you have to drop the worst 4 rounds, but you never know what's going to happen in the next round. So Kev Allen in the last few corners of this race. It has been a very interesting race with this 1950s IndyCar, classic car in a modern circuit. Certainly very difficult to turn and accelerate and brake at the same time, and clearly very early braking is required with this car. We have seen a few errors, but not as many as we expected. Let's see how everything is going to pan out in race 2. Until then, it is goodbye from the Old Fox Racing PlayStation coverage of the Spring 2022 season in the Lavaredo channel. We hope to see you in race 2.